everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Farida. Thank you for watching my previous videos. If you haven't already watched any of my previous videos, make sure to go and watch them, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for today's video. In today's video, we're talking about how to choose the perfect university to study abroad. Going to university is a very important decision for anybody that decides to take that important step in life to go to university. And as a result of that, it is very important that when you decide to go to university, you make an informed decision about what you want to study, how you want to study, where you want to go to study, as well as the career prospect from studying whatever you decide to study. In today's video, we'll be looking at all of the factors that you need to consider when you decide to study abroad. The first thing that you need to know when you decide to study abroad is to decide on what particular course you want to study. You need to choose a course that you actually love and not a course that your family members want you to study, or your friends want you to study, or a course that your friends are studying, or a course that your family members have studied. So you need to choose a course that is actually something you love, something you enjoy. 3 to 4 years or 5 years at university is not reversible. So when you go to university to actually invest your time, money, energy, resources into going to university, you need to know that what you're actually there to study is something you will actually enjoy. Going to university is about gaining the skills for later employment. The skills that you learn at university can easily be transferred to many different employments. For example, if you want to become a lawyer, you don't have to go to university to study a law degree. You can easily study English, literature, history, whatever you enjoy. And you can easily do conversion courses to become a lawyer. A university degree can lead to so many different opportunities. There's no one way about a particular degree that you study. The next factor that you need to consider is whether you want to study a course that has a placement year added to it, or a course that has no placement year. A course that has a placement year added to it means that you're able to gain exposure into working with your particular degree after university. You're able to gain experience into what it will be like after university when you start working. Also, if you decide to do a placement year, you gain work experience that is also beneficial. In many cases, students that do placement years with their degrees tend to secure employment whilst at university from doing those placements. After your university education, you won't have to go out there into the job market hunting for jobs, because you already have your job secured if your placement year goes very well, which is an added benefit of doing a course with placement year. Obviously, you spend more time at university. You're meant to probably study for 3 years, or study for 4 years, or study for lesser years, and then you'll be spending an additional year at university. But it doesn't matter, because everyone is running their own race. You just need to make sure to do what is best for you. The next factor that you need to consider is the location of the university. Do you want to go to a campus-based university, city-based university? It is usually the case that a city-based university obviously will have so many jobs around, will have so many employers around. For example, if you decide to study in London, you have so many jobs around you, you can easily work part-time, get experience. But a campus-based university may not be like that, depending on the exact location of the university. You need to check that very well and make sure that the university that you go to will offer you the benefits that you need to develop your skills. Also, as an international student who will be going abroad to study, you need to consider the immigration system that is in place in that particular country. Is the immigration system favorable to you? After your studies, do you intend to go back to your country, or do you intend to stay back in that particular country and work? Does the immigration system in that particular country afford you the opportunity to actually stay back and work? Or does it mean that after your studies, you have to pack your bags and go home? So you need to check very well before you go there to study. The next factor that you need to consider is the ranking or the reputation of that particular university that you want to go to. Many people argue that rankings are not important. Obviously, your grades and experience make you, but it is usually the case that employers tend to go to higher ranking universities for their open days, for Q&As, for career sessions, which you may not benefit from if you go to a lower ranking university. As a student wanting to develop your skills, wanting to improve your career prospects, you need to check if a higher ranking university will be best for you, or a lower ranking university. You need to decide on what is best for you and make an informed decision about going to university. The next factor that you need to consider is the tuition fees of the university. As an international student in the country that you'll be going to study, you need to consider if it will be worth it to invest so much money into that particular university, to invest so much money into your education. Going to study abroad is a huge investment. It's a lot of money. So you need to consider if you're actually able to afford to pay the tuition fees, if you're able to afford the living costs, if you won't have so much stress paying for your fees, paying for your living costs whilst in that particular country, whilst you're in university. So you need to make a very informed decision. Think about it very well. Think about the options that are available to you. Are there better universities in other countries that offer lower fees? What is the size of your pocket? Can you afford to go to that particular university? So you need to check very well, make an informed decision. Don't just put yourself in emotional stress, in financial stress by going to a university that you can't really afford. So make sure to make an informed decision before you go to a particular country to study. There's so many universities in so many countries. Don't limit yourself to one particular country alone. Explore opportunities in different countries, in the UK, in Russia, in China, in Germany, in France, in Russia, in so many countries. Explore the university opportunities in different countries. Don't limit yourself. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one particular country only, because there are so many countries in the world that have very, very good educational systems that have not been explored. The next factor that I need to consider is a student's life or career support at the university that you want to go to. If you're thinking of going to a particular university, you need to look into the support that is available at that university. Does that particular university have a functioning career service? Are they there to help their students, or do they just provide lectures and seminars for them and then leave them to find their way? Or what support is available at that particular university that you want to go to? Are you just going to invest your money, invest time, invest resources, and then just gain your degree and just go to lectures and seminars alone, and you don't really improve your skills? You don't have any career skills that you've developed. So you need to check very well before you go to a particular university. Don't just go to a university because you want to go to it. Don't just go to university because you've seen the name somewhere. The name sounds nice, your friends are there, your family members are there. Go to university because of the support that it offers, because of its employability prospects. And the next factor that you want to consider if you want to study abroad is the language of that particular country. In the UK, for example, where I am, the language is English, and obviously as a Nigerian, English is the national language. If you come from a different country where English is not your first language, English is not your second language, and you have to learn it, you need to consider, okay, if I learn this particular language, what benefits would there be for me? Will I be able to excel my studies after having to learn a particular language? What are the benefits of going to Germany to study? What are the benefits of learning German? What are the benefits of learning French if I want to go to France or any other French-speaking country to study? Since you consider all of those factors very well, learning the language is an added benefit to anybody who is able to do that. So you need to consider that very well. And in many cases, there are countries that have very good educational systems, very low tuition fees, and the only factor will be that you need to learn the language. So if you can do that, then definitely I recommend that you try to learn that language and afford yourself the other benefits that you get from that particular country. The next factor that you need to consider is the teaching quality of that particular university that you want to go to. In the UK, universities are ranked based on their teaching quality, from gold to bronze to silver. So you have teaching excellence framework gold, teaching excellence framework silver, teaching excellence frameworks bronze. So you need to check that very well. If you come to the UK to study, you need to check very well what the teaching qualities that these universities are before you decide to go to them. Don't just go to a university abroad that offers a lower quality of education than what is available in your own country. So make sure that when you decide to study abroad, you choose a university that has a high level of teaching, because that is one of the points of moving abroad to study, because of the benefits that you get that are not present in your own country. Make sure to make an informed decision when you decide to study abroad. Make sure that you follow your art, follow your dreams, choose what you actually like. Try to do a course that has a placement year attached to it. Try to check the location of your university, check the immigration system, make sure that the system is favorable to you, make sure that everything is set out to benefit you. And if in a particular country the system is not set to benefit you, then look at other countries, consider what these countries offer, consider how things run in that country. If I go to Australia, what are the benefits? If I go to Canada to study, what are the benefits? If I go to the Emirates to study, what are the benefits? If I go to Indonesia to study, what are the benefits? There's so many countries that have not been explored. Many people tend to just go to the popular countries to study without exploring other opportunities in other countries. So you need to be open-minded when you want to go to university abroad. Make sure that you make an informed decision. Make sure that your judgment is very clear when you decide to study abroad, and you choose what is best for you. Don't just invest money, invest time, invest resources, invest your energy and everything into a particular and at the end of the day, it's not beneficial, or is only beneficial to some extent. So make sure that when you decide to go to university, try to follow the steps that I've listed. Obviously, the list is not exhaustive. There's so many things that you also need to consider. So make sure that when you decide to go to university, you do an in-depth research and make sure that when it's time for you to study abroad, the decision is the best you ever make, because time at university is very precious. The knowledge, the skills, the friends, everything that you get at university is very important to your life, to your career, and make sure that you make an informed decision. That is the end of today's video. Thank you for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more videos. See you again next time. Bye.